Hello, beautifuls of the feed. I am going to dive into the deep, dark secrets of the underworld today. And I just wanted to mention that if you commented yesterday on yesterday's video and it's no longer there, I did not remove it. YouTube has made it go a little bit blank on there and they just don't want the truth to be revealed. That's kind of what I'm getting. So I'm calling out YouTube, the corporation, for silencing the truth and basically removing comments that are pretty truthful and honest. Like it was specifically about like public toilets and how they're used for nefarious purposes against children. So we will just start the video with that. So yeah, if you wanted to know what those comments were, that's what they were about, and they were removed by YouTube, but I can still see them. You just can't see them on the video. All right, so basically today the video, like the energy we're going into is like truth, obviously, but it's basically truth is really what it seems, right? There are facades and there are like glittering lies, and there's just like this glitz and glam about everything, and people getting distracted. There are people that are seeking control, and these people thrive in the shadows. They don't want to be seen, and they do have a lot of hold over certain systems and groups. And well, it's the Freemasons, if you really want to know. There are probably other cult groups, but the Freemasons definitely have a big hold over a lot in this world. Basically, there are promises. The promises of power and like happiness often come at the cost of everything. Loyalty, trust, integrity. And today, I'm definitely going to be pulling back the veil to expose those who hide behind illusions of success, those who manipulate their way into positions of control, and who they basically think they can like escape the consequences of their actions. Like with money, with greed, with power, with gaslighting, with just like anything they can come up with, right? But right now, there's no escaping. They're not going to escape. And the walls are definitely crumbling. As you can see, in like, if you've been watching my videos, you understand that the walls are already crumbling. And today, the masks are falling. Okay. So their masks are completely falling now. And what is going to be left is raw, untamed truth. Okay. And these people cannot hide from it. They can't hide from their own truth at this point. It's going to be very unfiltered. And we're going to be looking at corruption that's been fostering for too long. Let's definitely dive into this reading today and uncover the darkness and bring it all to light. I'm going to go into it today with just like an open mind, and we're going to grab some cards here and see what's really coming through. I think it's pretty obvious what these people have been doing at this point. My readings are really telling. There is a lot of them that are getting shadow banned. So I guess I'm just being too honest and too truthful for YouTube. I'm being too honest and truthful for the people that are probably in on this stuff too. So, maybe I'm going to actually do a reading on YouTube itself soon and see what YouTube Corporation has been hiding and what they've been doing also. So, yeah, let's expose them for what they are. I think freedom of speech and also exposing the truth should be allowed. So if you believe in that too, then definitely hit the like button, share this video to everybody that you know, and also leave a comment down below. We do have the Queen of Cups here, and we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So we also have the Knight of Swords in reverse. What I'm getting from this is that there is a feminine figure here, and this feminine figure is thinking about themselves. And they're thinking about like it's like a compassionate card, but it's like they're only compassionate towards themselves. They have this feeling that like they basically just don't believe that they deserve anything bad happening to them because they're doing the right thing. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this card, is that they're doing the right thing in their mind and they're doing everything to nurture themselves. And then there is this sense of not walking away from something here. So I feel like this compassionate side of them, or this side of them that is kind of coming through like in a public way, it's just like an extremes facade. Okay, so like this is a mask being put up. They use compassion as a way to control and also to get people on them, like, believing in what they're saying. Compassion. They will fake compassion for your situation. And this is definitely a female, okay? So I'm not saying divine feminine because these people are not divine. They are demonic, okay? A demonic feminine is pretending to be compassionate. And we have the Five of Cups in reverse. This person, this energy is just unwilling to walk away from the situation. Okay, so they're deep in it, deep in it, deep in it. Okay, and not in a weird way. They're just deep in this corruption, and the Knight of Swords in reverse is really showing me that they are unhinged. They're unhinged and they're like moving forward with like such careless action. But this careless action has led to stagnation. They're not moving forward anymore. There is a divine intervention taking place here, and it's stopping them from being able to reach this certain point that they believe that they should be at. And we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse is really showing that this person has lost all vision and like all kind of like, you know, connection to the divine. They no longer have a connection to divine. And the visions that they once had are no longer coming through. They don't know what to do. They're basically like frantically trying to come up with a way to do whatever they're doing. So they're probably going to go on holiday. They're probably going to like take time off. They probably think that they just need some rest and, you know, they need to go away from the situation and take some annual leave. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. They need to go on an adventure, right? But it's frivolous. It's immature. This action of mental health leave or something that's coming through, it's not going to work. This is only going to drive their like obsession or even drive their mask to be off. And I think like people are going to start seeing that more so when they do this, and their visions are going to completely become less and less and less, and they just don't have any anymore. So that's why they want to take this adventure. Like, they want to go on an adventure. It's very self-serving. I'm getting their actions are very self-serving. They don't have any care for anything but themselves, which is what I'm getting from the first card being like a very masking kind of feeling, and then them not being willing to move away from this energy. And then we have the King of Swords in reverse. So this one here is like, you know, there are people that say it's a narcissist card, but like honestly, in reverse, it's a narcissist card. And right way up, it's more like logical, clear, clarity. You know, it's like giving like mental clarity and like being logical. So this is like in reverse. So this person isn't clear anymore. They aren't necessarily doing well when it comes to their narcissistic vision that they had, and there's no vision behind that. It's just it just gives me the sense of like these people, this person specifically coming out today. I'm getting that there's just like one energy here is very much like a extreme narcissist. Okay, like they can't even perceive themselves to being like being a bad person, but they're definitely destroying people. They're destroying the lives of people, and they're doing it in a way that they are pretending, you know, pretending to be compassionate for. I'm getting like poor people or people that are in poverty or just people that are struggling, you know, just average, normal people, you know. And this person, they don't have any clarity left. Like they are not, they're not in like in a place where like this stuff is like working out for them anymore. So it's kind of like crumbling, like the mask is falling. People are seeing through it. We do have this Hanged Man. What I get from this one here is this is kind of like how they're feeling. But this is also how they're making others feel. So it's interesting. It's like they've made other people feel like they're being hung up and strung up and left to dry. So I feel like karma or just like the energy has kind of been rebounded or it's going back on these people. And so they are being strung up and they are being, you know, hung up like the Hanged Man. And it's this thing where I feel like the people want to release this feeling, and the person that is going to be hung up now is the person that's in power. Everything's stagnating for this person. I was kind of getting that the stagnation, like there's a whole lot of like no communication, like no moving forward. It's like their life is going to become very stagnant, like a trap. They're like going to be trapped in their own mind, trapped in their own thoughts, and like, yeah, no communication. Like, people are going to pull away from these people, this person, the Eight of Wands in reverse. So it's giving the sense of like, they have a choice. They have a choice here with the Lovers coming out. And then we have the Ace of Wands. They're going to choose to move towards abundance or move towards like these choices that are not good. So it's interesting. This is almost like weirdly divinely orchestrated. I think this person has been doing things bad for so long that they're going to get this choice given to them, and I think it's ultimately going like, even if I say it now, it's still going to trick them. They're still going to be like, yeah, oh my god, yes, I'll do that. Because it's going to be like fake this fake place. The King of Pentacles, right? It's going to be like the fake god. They're going to take an offer from fake god, basically. The devil, the fake god. Um, and it's leading them down this path of like the King of Pentacles in reverse and then the Fool in reverse. So it's like, it's really interesting that I get that they're no longer going to be able to take leaps of faith. They're not going to be able to do anything divinely. They're only ever going to make choices that are going to destroy them more and more and more. So this is like an extreme version of karmic consequences for their actions through their life and possibly past lives as well. They might have been doing this for thousands of years to people, you know? It's like giving me that sense of like divine interventions taking place with the Lovers card here. It does seem like maybe there is some sort of divine connection that has come together to like help create space for this change and energetic shift in the world, which is probably happening. Like I feel like that's been coming out in my other readings, like divine counterparts coming together to really shift the energy properly, so that these people get completely smothered with their own wrongdoings. So yeah, it's like they have no faith, and they are enemies of faith in like in the spiritual world and just in general in the world in general. So that's kind of what's coming through. It's just very interesting. We literally have like a feminine character here coming through, and this person's going to be left with nothing. They're not going to have any friends left. They're not going to have any money. It's like they've been like pooping on people in poverty for so long, and it's what's going to happen to them. They could possibly be losing their job. Maybe this little adventure thing is like they think that they're going to be able to move forward and move on and get something better um, from this. But it's interesting. It's like they're going to lose everything. That's what's coming through here is they're losing everything and they're going to be like, oh, poor me, you know? The Queen of Cups. They're going to be like, but show me compassion because I don't deserve this. But the rest of this reading shows that they do deserve this and no one should feel sorry for these people or this person. There is like a King of Swords here. Like there's a lot of narcissism revolving around this situation. And I'm getting like that the people that are cutting them off could possibly also be similar to this person. So they're kind of like turning on each other, right? That's what I'm getting. Turning on each other, turning on the people that they basically like employed. So this person seems like they are a scapegoat or a pawn in the game for higher power when it comes to demonic stuff. And I did say the Freemasons at the beginning. We do have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So, yeah. And the Nine of Cups in reverse. So that's kind of like telling there. No more generosity. They're not getting anything. They're not going to get given anything. Like, they're literally being ditched by God and by all beings that are holy. And it's almost like even demons aren't going to protect this person anymore. Or these people. Their dreams are no longer coming true. There is no emotional satisfaction. So it's actually really depressing. But honestly, if it's for someone that has been harming, then it's all good. You know, these people deserve this. They brought on this karma for themselves, and they deserve their karma. Everyone deserves the karma that they have built up. You know, it's like karmic debt for a reason, right? If you don't want to pay it, then that is just something that happens. Interesting. We have Freemasons coming out. Okay, so it's like weird, right? Like I didn't think that the Freemasons took on women, but you know, it's like a brotherhood. So this is definitely a pawn for the Freemasons. So this is someone in power. Like I'd say this is a politician or just someone that is in some sort of power position. They could be in some sort of government department. They could be harming you. You know, this female could be harming you or has harmed you, and they could be very prominent in your life. They could be directly connected to the Freemasons. They could have like a father that was in the Freemasons, and maybe they're the daughter of a Freemason, and that's why they're not in that situation. But they probably are. They're being used in the public eye. So they're definitely like a public servant, as you call it, but they're not serving the public; they're serving themselves and the Freemasons. They're infighting over you because of your gifts. So the Freemasons are fighting over you because of your gifts. Chosen one, Earth Angel. That's pretty obvious. Freemasons caught a STD from a family member because they're like that, and these people in power. Like I'm getting like this could be like any feminine leader, any female that's in a power position in government, the police, corporations. It's just giving me like because it's all connected, and I already know that by now. So yeah, it's a lot of men turning on this person as well. You know, like they've used the person up and got what they needed, and now the person isn't doing and getting what is needed with their beauty or their looks or whatever it is that they use from these people, and they're now cutting this person off. So I would say maybe this person needs to repent. It's time to repent. It's time to make up for what you've done, and maybe you should expose the people that are behind this because that's just my suggestion for whoever this is for. You know, if you're being turned on, turn on the turn oners. You know, at the end of the day, you're all infighting over everything and you can't handle it. So you might as well just own up and tell the truth because that's the only thing that matters when it comes to authentic truth here. And life, be honest. We have the witch trials are trying to come back to the church are trying to bring them back. I saw something about this like literally online. I'm like, oh, okay, there's an article like so weird. Like literally they are. I've been saying it for weeks. The church and just in general, the system is trying to bring back witch trials because ultimately this is where the truth is coming out. And they call us witches because we're free thinkers and we're not witches. Okay. I'm not a witch. I don't condone witchery because they use this stuff. They use witchery and they use dark magic and a whole lot of stuff to cause harm to everybody in the world. So if they bring back the witch trials, then let's string up all the Freemasons, let's string up all occults, all Christianity, like all of religion, because they use witchcraft in their practices. So yeah, if they want to bring it back, then they should probably string themselves up, you know, because some of us aren't using witchcraft. Some of us are using a different form of magic, but some of us are just not witches, you know? So it's just giving me that sense. Your father is involved in this, so that could be the Freemason father, right? So that's interesting. The father might have been sleeping with family members here, which is resonating pretty deep with me. And I get that there's like a female in my life that is part of a group of people for maybe my housing complex, and she's been real prominent when it comes to gaslighting, lying, covering things up. And like I'm not afraid to say any of that stuff at this point because they're still doing the same things. They're still sending people to my door. They're still getting people to put me in an emotionally unstable place, but it's not working. Like none of the attacks work anymore. You know, like it's actually kind of laughable. I laugh at them. Every single day, I laugh at them. They're using Ouija boards. So this is just something that I noticed last night. I actually have someone that can literally vouch for me. They're actually still in bed. But last night we were up and we he was being spiritually attacked, okay? And I was being spiritually attacked yesterday too. And last night after we did some clearing of energies and you know we like returned to source, that kind of stuff, the outside light came on and there's no one out there, and I had like a thing on the table but it was like pushed right in and it slid along my table and slammed off the table onto the ground. And then I did a reading and it basically said, yes, they're using outside forces like demons. They're using literal spirits to do this, to try to throw your emotional stability off, to put you in a bad space in your own home. So that came through, and I feel like Ouija boards, they're using spirits. They're trying to get the spiritual world to do these things for them. And this was also a female. It was a feminine energy that came through into that reading. So maybe this stuff's like kind of happening for you and resonating. Obviously, I do go into a lot of personal things, but I feel like if I'm experiencing it, then you might be experiencing this kind of stuff too in a very similar way. Maybe not an identical way, but very similar. We do have using the Key of Solomon for harm on you. So Ouija boards using the Key of Solomon, that's like graveyard magic, that's like necromancy, that's a whole lot of stuff that like is really gross and wacko. So they're definitely doing that, and obviously your father is doing this, the Freemasons. It gives me like your father, or like it's a father is involved in this. I feel like a lot of fathers are in the Freemasons and like their kids just don't know. And there's some really wacko stuff going on. And these people have stopped you from progressing because you're an earth angel and they don't want you to expose them. They don't want you to have your gifts so that you can, basically take back what's rightfully yours that they've stolen, your essence. And it's all about it's like that program I've been watching, the Dark Crystal. That is so telling. And then last night I also did this thing where I did like 3 cards on the tarot, and then we went down on Netflix and across and then down or whatever it was. And the one that we went to was Lara Croft's Tomb Raider. And oh my god, I was sitting there with eyes wide open. I was like, why am I Lara? And then I've watched so many movies lately. I'm like, why am I the main character? Why do I feel like I'm the main character? Like, I'm not saying that I am the main character, but like it's the archetype. I'm the archetype of those main characters. I'm just like, okay, I'm starting to see it. It's in plain sight. Like this stuff's been said to us and shown to us for such a long time. Okay, so I recommend watching Lara Croft's Tomb Raider, the very first one, and you'll see within the first 10 minutes, like, oh my god, like all the symbolisms there, everything, all seeing eyes mentioned. It's a whole lot of like craziness, and honestly, it opened my eyes quite a lot. Um, we do have the judge is not letting a document come out yet, so there is a judge here that has some sort of document or some sort of holdover document, and they're not letting it come out. So they're actually withholding evidence here. So whatever that is, it seems like the evidence is on the father here. I think there is some sort of video or some sort of document that really puts this person into the limelight and really shows what they have actually done. Like it's the proof. And I think this judge has probably possibly been paid off to do this. This judge could be also a woman. Maybe that's the person here, the Queen of Cups. Maybe they're like under pressure here. I'm definitely getting that coming through. We have COVID was used to bring you back to the Catholic Church. So if you're part of the Catholic Church, you are pretty much part of the demonic cult that this group runs. And it's literally there so that you can be brainwashed and put under control. We have the butterfly tattoo X. Okay, well, that's definitely that person that I know. That's interesting. Maybe they have a butterfly tattoo. Your X. It's a symbol of MK Ultra and some other stuff. Like it's definitely symbolic of mind control. That's what I get from that. Because whoa, that's so deep. They're going crazy for what they did. So yeah, they're definitely in this place. It's not good. I love how this is about a feminine energy, but then what's come out is like a father. So it's interesting. It's like this father is one that's like in control. This feminine energy is definitely definitely the judge. I feel like this feminine energy is the judge, and I think they're going insanely crazy. And they're like, oh, I just need to take a break, they need to go on an adventure. What I'm getting from this is like disloyalty is coming. So I feel like maybe this judge is actually going to turn on this group of people because they're sick and tired of sitting on evidence, and maybe they don't get paid enough. Like I don't think there's enough money in the world that stops divine intervention or divine justice from taking place. This person is a judge, and they swore on a Bible, right? They swore on the thing that is made by like the church, right? Yeah, they're being like the most decrepit, and they take bribes and stuff. Broken bones and assault. That came out. These people are doing this stuff. You've probably noticed a huge increase in crime, and maybe a push towards more police, or just in general, like crime statistics are going up, even though like you're noticing all the crime, like all of the stuff being pushed in the media and stuff. So I feel like that's kind of what's coming through, and they're doing that to try to keep you complacent so that you don't do anything. So you don't tell the truth, all that kind of stuff, because they want you to be afraid of the system still. Like they think that everyone's being complacent, and they need to do that to rein you back in. We have someone is dying for not listening to God. This could be your father or the father here. And we have Prague. That's a place. Prague. And we have teachers were in on everything. They were paid off. Okay, so this is obviously for Earth Angels. for somebody here that is in a situation, and I do understand that everything's in on this. You can't even like really explain it that much, but definitely everything is in on this. It's like every system that was created, an aunt, an auntie is in on this, a father and an auntie, the Freemasons, and this woman. Maybe this woman is an auntie. Interesting. Education system is in on the cover up. So this is like two cards here. So this is definitely like still happening to this day. And if you're like older like me, like 33ish, I'm that age, 33 almost. So it just gives me the sense of like, when in the early like late 90s, it gives me the sense of like this was happening then. And at least I feel like these teachers probably treated you pretty poorly. Um, Maybe you're like the only one that got in trouble for things and everyone else kind of got away with it. Didn't get punished, didn't get sent into rooms. I'm getting like a room that has got no windows. I feel like maybe you were sent into rooms like that a lot to put you in some sort of solitary confinement to put you and your thoughts together. I think this actually helped you though. What I'm getting from all of that is that like these things that these people did and everything they ever tried on you basically helped you move forward in your journey and your, everything that you're doing and where you are now. We have mourning the dead was one of the shared rituals that help bind society together. So they use death magic, they use rituals and, people dying and especially famous people. So like this could be like, when the Queen died and they wanted everybody to like mourn the Queen's death together or all around the world in the Commonwealth. Yeah, that is a ritual. Okay, they televise it, they use death as a way to control. And I honestly don't have any issue with people dying because it's a part of life and it's a natural thing. And also mourning is absolutely fine, right? Like I get it, but at the same time, mass mourning, that's a straight up demonic ritual to keep people binded, together in a cycle. And it's really like an emotional manipulation at the end of the day. Like these people are doing this because they know that it keeps them power and it keeps them in this place where people are obsessed with them and they can keep doing what they're doing behind the scenes. So I really feel like maybe the royal family in England in on this because I feel like they came up for this and it just gives me that. We do have a podcast was used to make you fear them, and we have Richard, Rob, Kevin, Ryan, Philip, and Dana. So this podcast, I feel like Adam, what is his name? Adam 33, Adam 43 or something, whatever his name is. I feel like his podcast or like his company or like something about him, he's getting sued lately. So I feel like there are a lot of podcasts here and a lot of groups and organizations that are literally designed and set up so that they control your mind and put you in this place where you're in a constant state of fear of society, that kind of vibe. And then we have cousin, your aunt, your cousin, your father, the whole family's in on this. Tap into your dreams and hidden gifts, hidden truths. So I had insane dreams last night, actually, and we have investigation being done by police. So it does seem like there is some sort of investigation here. So maybe the police are like working on something. There's something like undercover going on here. Maybe there's like a good side to the police. I don't like saying that because I've never experienced it except for, yeah, no, like I've never experienced it. Never experienced one good thing from the police. They're very manipulative to children. They're obsessed with children in my country, at least. They're constantly doing adverts and campaigns to do with like targeting children, being like children. Like that's where they start to try to and like recruit police officers is when they're small children, like minors. And you need to wear some amethyst for protection. I got mine underneath. So like that's what I'm getting because like when I was younger, I wanted to be a police officer. Okay, like I'm not even joking. When I was younger, I wanted to be a police officer, and it was just really interesting. I remember they used to like my foster parents actually got like the police to come to our house, and they like took me through the car and like tried to make me obsessed with it. And I think after a little bit of a while, I like ended up being like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. And I can't remember specifically why, but it made everyone so mad. I just remember it made everyone so mad that I didn't want to do that. So like what I'm getting from it is that they were trying to like brainwash me into doing something like that, because obviously nowadays after my life experience, because my life experience still matters, even if someone wants to call me crazy or this or that, or that I'm never going to change. Like the things I've changed so much compared to some of these other people that are in these systems, they don't even know what change is. But it's like, it gives me that sense of like, they had this plan and it just never worked out for you. At least I'm trying to like draw on like my own personal experiences and through intuition. That's what I'm getting. They had this plan, this whole entire system had a plan for you and it just didn't work. And they are losing a battle that has already been won by you. But the old woman was a witch who was lying in wait for children. There we go. So it's really creepy. This whole system is so creepy. We have defrauding donors through charities, youth charities, and then we have Catholic churches in on it, and we have Christianity and the occult. So this is one and the same. The occult and Christianity, they use occult practices. Obviously, I'm using an occult practice, the tarot, but I'm doing this for the way that it was. I don't know if it was actually meant to be designed for authentic truth. It was kind of designed for secrecy, and so people could live by it and kind of like look into the future so that they can make sure that they're ahead of the game. I'm here exposing people through this and groups. We have using dark magic to make you forget who you are. They don't want you to know that you are a divine being, a reincarnated angel. You literally are higher ranked than all these people. They don't want you to remember who you are. That's kind of what that is. We have scare tactics. Don't work on warriors. So yeah, you're a warrior of the light. You're a warrior of God. This is why this stuff doesn't work on you. And they still can't understand why it doesn't. They call up hidden and evil spirits of the inner world. Well, I was like kind of saying that before because, yeah, the insane thing that happened last night at my house. And we have the same demon. Oh wait, the flame devours house fire. Someone might be in a house fire, and we have God's children are being attacked. So that's what's coming through. God's children, the chosen ones. We have divine intervention is about to happen, and it says Christchurch. That's where I live. Trippy. Divine intervention is about to happen in Christchurch. Or like it just gives me like that's super like resonating with me. But obviously, I feel like divine intervention is about to happen for Earth Angels here. And we have Prague over there, which is such a random occurrence of like a city. So I feel like I resonate with that, but I feel like Prague, something about Prague. So maybe there is someone in Prague or there are people in Prague that are experiencing this too. We have the fool being tricked into being complacent. That's what they're trying to do. We have causing fear on purpose through violence, crime, hits, and unalivings. That is all through the media at the moment. Like that's all they can talk about is, oh, this dude got murdered. This happened. There was a car crash. They died. Like it's straight up just, you know, it's just negativity, and they do it so that people become complacent. They're like, oh my god, I can't go out. Like, what if this happens to me? So yeah, they're causing fear on purpose through all of that stuff. And I just want to say I feel so much empathy and sorrow for the families of these people that are actually being affected by this stuff, because I guarantee that they aren't like they don't deserve it. I feel like these people that are like, you know, being unalived probably don't deserve it that much. They're probably very innocent in all of this. We have you are being slowly poisoned by the snake, and we have Thai food. Thai food. That's such a cryptic one. You are slowly being poisoned by the snake. Thai food. I can just think of like this place in town. Like for me specifically, there is this place. And it's called like something dragon or something. I can't remember the name of it, but like I used to be taken there by my father. The one that I didn't know was my father, and he's the heir of the snake. This like Chinese star sign, and he loved Thai food. So I feel like these people love Thai food, and they are slowly trying to poison you. So it's giving me like, don't go to the same places you normally go. Don't go to these places and eat food, because it just makes no sense, but it also like makes so much sense. These companies are in cahoots with these people. So whether it's your father or it's your aunt or your cousin, like it's giving me that some sort of family member is doing this, and you were very close to this person for a long time, and maybe you didn't realize this person was who they were. We do have liquidation of assets, so they're definitely trying to liquidate their assets because they know the shit's hitting the fan for them. I'm just gonna get a couple more cards because I feel like I've been doing this for ages, and they're part of a cult, okay? And that looks like a blood cult, like something that's to do with blood magic, because it's on a red card. That's what I'm getting from the red, and they have demons attached to their auras. And it says government buildings and secret underground. So government buildings have secret underground compartments, like areas. I imagine this is probably where they do their crazy, weird stuff that they do. And we have Richard, William, Jennifer, Karen, and Daniel. These could be a corrupt judge. Okay, so there is a corrupt judge coming out, that a judge that is holding information. So maybe this is the name of a judge. Karen, Daniel, Jennifer, William, or Richard. I'm sure there probably is a lot of judges that have that name, but it just gives me that sense of like there is someone there. And we have Rolex on boats heading cargo Australia. That's so interesting. Someone like mentioned that to me, so I was like, that seems interesting. Let me write that down. My flame is going like this when I say it. So it feels like this is like a front. There's like hidden cargo on these boats, so I feel like Rolex is in on this, so like maybe smuggling something here into Australia. And we have that smile is fake. These people's smiles are fake. And we have Hamilton, which is also a place here in New Zealand, but it's also places in the rest of the world. We have Berlin, so they're in on it. And we have ancient Persian magic has been done on you, and contractors. So they're contracting people to do this stuff for them as well. So that's like a practitioner. I just get a couple more. We have using talismans or objects to bind gifts and steal your essence. That's definitely going with that movie thing that I watched, or the series that I watched, The Dark Crystal. We have spiked drinks. The spiking drinks. Maybe they spiked your drinks in the past. Connected to landscaping, gardening, or nature businesses. Well, this is really showing me a lot about the person that I know, because that person literally is still the director of a company for like for a moss company, and they told me for 2 years that they were going under, like they were removing themselves from the company. And I just literally 2 days ago looked at the business register, and they're still the director of the company. So that was one big lie. They spent 2 years pretending like their whole company was going under. But like there was this form that I saw, but I can't find it anymore. Like everything's changed online. Like they literally also this company was registered on the exact day of my birth, but a year after I was born. I just wanted to mention that, like put it out into the world. That is so messed up, right? 1 year after I was born, this 5th of August, 1993. And I was born on the 5th of August, 1992. 1 year exactly. This company, this business was registered. So I don't know what that means, but like that's just eerie to me. And this is the company that he told me that was going under, like being liquidated, like literally liquidation of assets. So this possibly is happening for you. Maybe this is something that they've been doing to try to trick you into thinking something that's not real, because they literally will go to so many lengths. They have so much money. Like this person, my father, this person is literally in control of everything. And they're in like the Freemasons and the cult, right? And I'm the firstborn son of the Freemason, so I'm supposed to be the inheritor of whatever is there. And they've done this because Earth Angels were born to these people, and whether you're a female or a male, but I feel like mostly males have been born into this kind of situation. So I don't really know if this is for a male or a female, like whether it is or not. Like it's up to you if you're resonating. But these people have done some really crazy shit, and they've done it to you, and they've been doing it to you for your whole life. We do have Uber Eats food. Shops paid to tamper with your food. So this is how far it goes. Okay, like these people, they're above the government. They're above all of these places. They pretty much own Uber. You know, they own billionaires. They own the world. And that's what I'm here to do, is to expose these people. And I think a lot of these comments, I just want to let you guys know, if you do want to leave a comment, please try to do it in a way that is still relevant to what you want to say, but please try to like go with the community guidelines that YouTube says. Like, so if you're using certain words and certain phrasings and stuff like that, then obviously your comments are going to be hidden. So as much as I don't like that, I feel like you can be strategic about it and you still say what you need to say in a way that is not going to trigger that. So I'm not supporting it. It's just the way it is. And it shouldn't be that way, but it is. We have reincarnation, a divine being, walking angel, legit. That's who you are. Okay? So I just wanted to say that, just wanted to point that out. And I'm going to end this here because I feel like I've been doing this for ages. Today's reading is definitely exposing a corrupt judge here that's holding information that is very detrimental to your case or to your life or to your situation. And it's definitely got something to do with either your cousin, your auntie, or your father. For me, I resonate with the father bit. And, I also resonate with a lot of this other stuff happening, and I see it. I see it. So yeah, if it's for you, then that's cool. Leave a like, do all that great stuff. Definitely help out the channel, help me out, like be able to keep on top of spiritual stuff, like, what is it called again? Palo Santo, Sage. So this is my last stick, and I guess I'm just saying that because, like, if you really want to help out and you can, then that would be cool. Join the members on one of the tiers. Yeah, but other than that, I just want to say I love you all, Earth Angels. Anyone that is experiencing these crazy dark things, you know that divine intervention is taking place for you, so you're so protected. You rank above all of these people. So with that, I'll see you in another one very shortly. Take care. Bye bye.